Good morning.
Good morning. It's time for some Morning Mojo.
Cheers to
Cheers.
coffee, tea, whatever you're drinking. Like our
Mm,
like our matching cups.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
I like them. They're great.
Super cute.
Yeah, both
Super cute.
sides.
Yeah.
Get some Morning Mojo going because I need some Momma Mojo. I'm not been sleeping the greatest.
Yeah. Sleep is a necessity.
It is. And when it doesn't come, and when I wake up in the middle of the night, or when things wake me up, like a cat or something,
Mm-hmm. Are you
yeah,
super sensitive to sounds and noises or if somebody gets up?
I am.
Me
And
too.
yeah, and the thing about that is that I wear earplugs at night
Hmm.
because I've learned over the years that that helps me because then I don't wake up as much. I used to do like sounds of the crickets, like in the wilderness, like in the
Yeah.
forest.
Yeah.
And I always found that to be soothing. And I remember I stayed at a place with my sister once, and we had two separate bedrooms. And she was like, "What was that last night? It sounded like sounded like we were camping." I was like, "Oh, it's my
I have a
crickets."
s- I have a sound machine. I'm addicted to. It comes and goes back and forth wherever I go. I need that loud like fan noise.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to many other little ticks and habits that I guess I've picked up over the way. I need my eye covering, my purple weighted like sanded mask. It helps with my sinuses. Um,
Oh.
I lay on the back. I start on an orange kind of, it's like shaped like this. It's an orange. I wouldn't say it's a pillow. It's not comfortable, but it has like little tiny like um, spikes that get in all the nooks and crannies in your sinuses. And I feel like, oh my God, it just helps like drain and relax. So it's funny because my kids and my husband all know my routine, and it's like, yeah, don't interrupt me or come near me. I have my thing down.
It is kind of funny, like as we get older, I find that it's like getting ready for battle. Like getting ready for, like we get all the gear going to get ready for bed.
Yeah,
And being a kid, it's like, I don't want to go to bed. And
I
then
know. I'm like, learn the essence of like climbing into bed at 8:30 is a beautiful thing. But I'm not a night owl. Some people, I have some friends that are like total night owls. I'm a morning person. I'm most productive in the morning.
yeah,
So I need my sleep.
yes, I do too. I used to like with the a fan noise in college, I for a while I lived with eight boys in a
Oh,
house.
wow.
And I, I have always gone to bed like early ish compared to other
Mhm.
people and always gotten up early. So they would just play music and do stuff all night long. And
Oh,
so I would have a fan in my room and just blast it so that I could just drown out some of their nonsense that they would do.
uh-huh.
I swear I get up in the morning and be like, "What did you guys like just take off all your clothes just down here?" Cuz there'd be shoes and shirts and all kinds of stuff. And one day I started getting fed up with it, so I started throwing everything in the basement.
Uh,
And because I was just like tired of all of their just stuff. And one day, one of the guys I lived with came up from the basement because they rarely ever did their laundry, and it was the wash and dryer was in the basement. He came up and he's like, "I just bought these shoes. It's funny. I just found the same pair in the basement. They're the exact same ones." And I was like, "They're probably your shoes."
yeah, right. You forgot you had them,
You
and
stop stop doing taking off all your clothes in the in the
too
common
much
basement.
partying last night. You
Yeah,
forgot you had those
I'm
shoes.
tired of looking at all your stuff. So
That's great.
Yeah, living with a bunch of boys is, yeah, that's
I
something. That's
I
an
grew up with a
adventure.
bunch of boys. Yeah. I grew up
Yeah.
with all brothers, but I was the oldest, so it was a little different than having, 8 college roommates, all boys. That's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, one of them inappropriately had a picture of his girlfriend in her underwear, like a blow up picture on the wall in his room. So just going in his room to just talk about
You were like,
anything was just like, oh, and there she is. Hi.
and there's all of her. Did you see on, I guess, Instagram, Facebook, there's all these reels of these, I don't know what to call them, but they're like naked challenges of women walking in on their men when they're at home Zooming or they're in the middle of a meeting and they're sitting there all dressed nicely for their meeting and the woman walks in and she's videoing his reaction and she's completely naked and the reactions of these men are hysterical. Like they just keep coming up on my reels and some of them like I you can't help but to laugh. Like the one guy was like, right, and he's like, oh my god, like trying to keep it together, and then all of a sudden at the end of the reel he's listening, he grabs his phone and starts videoing her on. I'm dying.
That
And
is really great.
they're like everywhere. There's like all these like I walked in on my husband's meeting. I walked in. Oh my gosh, it's
My
silly.
husband said to me just yesterday, we were talking about doing this video for someone, or home improvement stuff, and he said, like, in the vein of these surprise videos where people are like walking in on each other while they're working. And I wonder now if that is the video that he was speaking of, that's the kind
That
of
might
video.
be the video.
Because he didn't
Mm-hmm.
say that, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
kind of thinking maybe that's what he was saying
they're pretty funny.
as his
They're
inspiration.
uh-huh. There's a nudge. Take your sweater off. There's a nudge.
You know what would be really great is if you surprised me while I was at work.
Yeah, right. You're like, but there might be other people there. So
Yeah. Yeah, I was with him yesterday. He was ripping insulation out of an attic. I don't think that that would be an opportune time for that particular activity.
yeah, for a peep show. Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, because old insulation, it's just not, um, got to cover up for that. Don't want to
Yeah.
get that on your skin.
No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. When it comes to sleep, I mean, I sleep pretty okay, better than I have in the past, but I've been having some serious daytime fatigue. And I don't know if it's like an after effect of, having the virus in the past, because my son did have that for a while, or if it's just like the weather, or I'm just, around 1 o'clock, my brain is like, you need to put your head down.
Yeah.
And I used to be able to just put my head down for like 20 minutes and, okay, I just needed but yesterday I fell asleep at 4 o'clock for 2.5 hours. I was like, somebody wake me up. I was out. And I, again, am a sleeper. Like, I need my sound machine. I need all the things. No, I like passed out on the couch. People were moving around me. I hear John banging pots and pans, like in my dreams.
Oh my goodness.
So that I'm wondering if any other mamas are experiencing this kind of like
Yeah.
fatigue. I mean, I haven't changed as far as when I get up, and my morning routine is pretty consistent. So, I mean, yes, today on Thursdays I get up around 4:30, 4:45 because I want to be ready for this. But an average day, it's more like 5:15.
And that's not that big of a difference. And that,
No,
no, I find getting a little bit more sluggish this time of year in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
because I think it might be because it's self-induced. Like I'm not getting outside as much. I'm not getting enough sunshine in the morning.
That's true.
And that
Yeah.
sunshine kind of perks me up and getting like a
Agreed.
hit. Like I usually would go for a walk before I eat lunch, and I haven't been doing that because it's cold.
I know, but exercise does give you energy.
I know.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
probably
That
what I'm doing to myself is I'm not putting the energy in.
Yeah, halfway through the day. Maybe today I'll try to do something different. I have to go get my driver's license renewed. Blah. So I'll probably be waiting outside in line for that. That'll wake me up.
Yeah, I did that last year, and yeah, standing out in the line to get into the.
I'm hopeful they've upped it and like, okay, here's a number, we'll call you and you can go like sit in your car, get some work done. I know, I'm not
I doubt
too.
it.
I know, that's what
I
my
doubt it.
girlfriend
If it's
said.
working for them, why would they change it for us?
I know, so maybe I should bundle up with some gloves and a hat. If
They're
I'm
not
bored,
known
I
for customer service.
no. I
No.
could do some squats while I'm waiting in line. Maybe I'll empower the people in front of me and behind me to start squatting with me. We'll do a little exercise class to keep us warmed up.
Get like an exercise flash mob at the DMV. That sounds really good.
I might do that. I might do that. I'll see
Five
what my
more.
audience is. Yeah, that's great.
They'll probably like speed you up. Like, oh, do you want to go in front of me then?
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, yeah,
Let's get her out of here. Let's
right?
move her to the front of the line.
That's great. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I wanted to share the survey that I read with you. It's about Valentine's Day and love languages, and I know you love languages.
Yes.
So it's a survey of 1,000 moms.
Okay.
It was surveyed last year, so it's sort of timely-ish. And what do moms want to have for Valentine's Day? So I'm
Mm,
curious if this speaks to you.
this does speak to me.
Now, more than half of them say that they've spent too much time with their partners. Like, I'm so sad with like spending time with my partner. And that the average
Wait,
mom says
they're sick of spending time with their partners, or they're set on spending time with their partners.
sick. Like, I'm done. Yeah. 55% say I'm dead. I need a break. And that most of the moms say they need at least 13 hours of me time each week.
That is great.
But 13 hours doesn't sound like a lot because that's less than
No,
2 hours a day.
right,
So I think
right.
that sounds pretty conservative. I mean,
That
I
is
like my me time.
hysterical. Me too.
Yeah. That's
Me
why I get
too.
up early.
So
Hi.
what do you do on Valentine's Day?
Well, I want to see what they want though. 45% of these moms want their partners to do household chores called heroic homemaking.
Okay.
41% want to do nothing, and they call that the sweatpants sweethearts, lounging around. And then 36% want to cook a meal at home, and 28% want to play video games together.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
fun.
that's a
Okay.
that's a modern way of doing things.
I'm liking that, especially since this was last year and we were like homebound. So that was creative. Okay.
And then another, almost as many, 27% said they want to send and share memes and laugh together
Mm,
on about memes. I'm feeling a lot of like modernness in that whole
mm-hmm.
thing. There's no like let's go out on a date. That whole typical what I grew up hearing, oh Valentine's Day,
Right.
you go get a fancy dress and you go out to dinner, you get flowers and candies and oh it's so romantic. But this is all about let's stay home and just enjoy each other. I like that.
I like that too. Valentine's Day became a Hallmark holiday. I mean, let's be honest. It was never like a Christmas.
No, and when I lived in Ohio for a while, and when I moved there, everyone talked about Sweetest Day,
Mm,
which is in October. I'd never heard of this thing before.
mm-mm.
So it's like Valentine's Day, but it's a big deal there.
Okay.
And I think in like other places around the country, people celebrate Sweetest Day, which is they have cards at the card shop and gifts and the whole thing at the stores for it. So it's like Valentine's Day in October. So
So,
they get hit with it twice.
mm, I'm sorry for them. So I always buy something my parents always did for us was make sure we had stuff on Valentine's Day. Like my dad would get the candy hearts and flowers, and they'd be all on the dining room table in the morning, and everybody would have something, right? And it'd be like a new CD for me, or like something very minimal and simple. But again, I had said my dad's love language was always physical, and same with my mom, like gifts, things like that. And for us, like for me, my love language is I just write me a letter. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing more. And I don't need a card. I don't want you to go pick out what someone else wrote and sign it. I want to hear from your heart. And I tell my kids that all the time. And I'm hopeful that they'll pick up on that for when they grow up and they get married, and they can do that for those people in their lives and their children. And even from John, I just I want a love letter. I want you to tell me your uh I want you to speak from your soul and your heart and everything inside of you and just put it in a letter.
Yeah. I love
That's what
that.
I want.
My husband is pretty good about doing that.
That's sweet.
If he likes to buy cards and then he writes his own thing in them.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been really good about that. And he's a writer too. So
Mm,
it's
he's good. And it
yeah.
makes you feel good. It's like affirming that you're important in this person's life. I think Valentine's Day doesn't need to be this huge. But in our younger days, before we had kids, yeah, we would go out to dinner, we would go out for drinks, but that was like a habitual thing because everybody kind of did it and you just did it right because you were supposed to do it. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. Too much work.
Yeah, I didn't do it that much. And Mark has never been a holiday person. He does not he's an everyday guy, not a holiday guy. Like he does
Mm-hmm.
things when he feels it and not when the calendar says. Cuz
That's
and he's
important.
not that great with calendars either, so like it's not his thing. He just if he's somewhere and he sees flowers he thinks I might like, or he's
Mm-hmm.
like he'll pick stuff up the side of the road or just
Yeah, that's
randomly
sweet.
will give me things and show me things, and like little cutoffs he makes when he's doing a project that look interesting because I love that stuff. He would take a
Mm-hmm.
picture and send or give it to me. Like he
Got like
actually gave me I don't know like a 6 foot long branch of a sycamore tree once.
mm-hmm.
I just came home with it and it was like here, and I was like,
Are
wow,
we gonna
that's
hang this?
big.
Yeah, that's sweet though. That's very
So
sweet.
so, but I do think that it is important to like recognize your loved ones and show
Mm-hmm.
them and share with them. If you don't do it every day, that Valentine's is a little like little reminder, a little knock to say, "Hey, you haven't done this in a while." Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
give hugs and kisses and
Mm-hmm.
write a little message. Um, I don't I do that kind of stuff for Jack. I've over the years writing little notes and stuff. When I used to travel a lot, I'd always have little notes around his room that he would find,
Ah,
you know. And but he's not that into writing. He's a good writer, but he's just not into it. He's just not
yeah,
into
but
any of that stuff.
he
He's not on a
receives it.
keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
He's on his phone.
I have this stack. I'll show you. My kitchen's a little messy today, but I pre-cut for the month of February, all hearts. And then this morning, I'll just pick out 2 colors before they wake up, and I'll write an affirmation for them about something about them. The boys. Oh, holy, Chase and Eva, and I'll put it on their door. So that's just something I do throughout the month, and every once in a while, I find one on my door. Usually Eva, but Chase writes me post-it notes randomly, and it's usually like I left him a note, he wrote me a note back. Now go to work, kind of thing. Like,
I
like
get that.
I've seen enough of you for the whole 5 minutes I've been home.
Yeah, I get that. I get that a
Yeah,
lot. My kid, my 13-year-old kid.
yeah,
So I hear he's starting to wake up. And my husband is up. So like he got up way early this morning and just he's unpredictable.
yeah. And you're like, wait, you're throwing off my schedule. I need some
Why
space.
are you here? Like what happened?
Yeah, yeah. So, mamas, we are doing this new simulcasting where we are live across all networks, right, T? Am I saying that right?
Yes, we are.
And there is a comments button that you can engage with us. We can't see who's watching, right?
I don't think we can see who's watching.
Like we
I
have
think
in
we
the
can only
past.
see if someone types something.
So please, if you're watching, comment, like let us know you're here in the mornings, because this is Teresa found this fantastic platform and is like super excited about how it just streams across all the things. So if you're on Facebook, if you're on Instagram, where else are we? Twitter, um,
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube.
YouTube, like
Oh,
you can.
Pinterest. We even are on Pinterest.
So there's the comments button, like I can see it. Let me see if I can type in it. I don't think I can. No, it won't let me.
It won't
But
let
if
you.
you're,
Oh, Rebecca says something.
oh yeah, thanks, Rebecca. Good morning.
Good
Okay, I can see
morning.
that. Yay.
I
So
haven't done any
each,
squats yet, Rebecca. Have you? Because I'm at 0 right now.
well,
I
you
have a
haven't eaten
commitment to myself to do 20 before I
food.
eat.
Yeah, that's a great commitment. It's the little things. Anybody who watched Broken Open, the podcast last night, it's starting with the little things, right? And there you go. That's
Yes.
great.
And the podcast is up. And it is live on YouTube now.
Yeah, it took a hot minute. YouTube didn't like us last night, but please, please, please watch it. It is definitely a closer look. It gets very personal, friends, at times. I really appreciated the questions that Teresa asked me because there was a lot of background stuff that people wanted to know. So I think it went pretty well. I was happy with it. I am at 0 squats. Knees to the, or elbows to your knees, elbows to your knees. That's okay, Rebecca. I know you're on your bike all the time.
Yeah. How many
Me
squats
too.
are you at, Aubrey?
I already did 100 this morning. I brushed my teeth, right? In the shower,
Okay.
and squatted 100.
So, one thing I wanted to say, and I brought this up here today, is in the morning, like, like brush your teeth, mouthwash, floss, all that stuff. The
Hmm.
one thing I found I started doing is this Ayurvedic, like, swish thing. And this is what I use every morning.
What is that?
It's
In your
oil,
mouth?
oil pulling.
It's oil pulling.
Oil pulling.
What is
So
that?
swish this around in my mouth for a little while,
Mm-hmm.
and it like pulls all of the like toxins and stuff out of your mouth, and it resettles like the
Your palate?
yeah, everything. And it is the most refreshing thing I have ever used. Like forget like the feeling of brushing your teeth or using a mouthwash or using any kind of swish thing.
Oh, can you put that up on our link tree under gifts and like
Oh yeah,
all those things that are, a few of our favorite things?
it has cold pressed sesame oil in it,
Okay.
and yeah, and peppermint, eucalyptus, clove buds, oregano, all kinds of good stuff in it, and it's Uncle Harry's.
Okay. So
But
here's a
this stuff
funny,
is so awesome. I switch this around. I do. I feel like, oh, I feel so
like nice and
refreshed.
clean. Yeah. So here's something funny. I know we have to jump off in a minute, but all of a sudden I'm allergic to everything outside, like every tree. I used to be allergic to cats. I'm not allergic to cats anymore. Now I'm allergic to dogs. I went for allergy testing because last spring I had like this wicked sinus infection that lasted like 3 months, and I was on 3 rounds of antibiotics and 2 rounds of prednisone. And I got a CAT scan, and they were like, "Dude, you have some serious allergies and blood work." So I was procrastinating and procrastinating, and I finally went and I got the test, and it came back, and like two sides of the page was like you name it, I'm allergic to it. So the other day, I mean, I love my oils. I have them every day. I put them on, and I just randomly grabbed one out of my bag, and I was like, "Oh, this smells good." And it was a pre-made rollerball, and I put it on my ears, and I put it on the back of my neck, and I'm putting it on my chest. And within like 3 minutes, I felt like, and I was like, okay, I'm in some serious trouble. Like I just set off something. And I came home and I'm like, "John, what the heck?" Like, and he's like, "What tree was in the oil? You're allergic to every tree." And I'm like, "Oh my God, I didn't even think about that." So now I have to go back and look at all my oils and make sure like the fun combination ones of like gratitude and harmony and like the ones I love don't have trees, because it's like immediately I could feel like the heat. And I was like, Zyrtec, Zyrtec, like no spray, Zyrtec, just flush it out.
Oh my
Fun
goodness.
times. I turned
Yeah.
40 and now this happens.
Your
Telling you weren't
body's your
kidding.
well, let's have a little talk. Your body's changing.
Every 7 years, right? Oh,
It happens. We're all going through it. Yeah. And things that things that were agreeable are no longer agreeable anymore.
no,
And then
no.
we just need to like, okay, well, we can't do that. We'll just do this over here.
Yeah. And my son is allergic to all the things that I'm allergic to. A cat set him off when he was a kid, and he is really, really allergic to cats. Like it's the eyes. Like as long as he doesn't, if he takes his meds ahead of time, like his asthma meds and his allergy meds, he can get through it. But he was like, "Now you know how I feel." Yeah, now I know how you feel. That sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Poor
not
him.
awesome being allergic to a lot of things.
No, and I never had to like think about those things before, like the trees. And I can't wait for spring to crack and me be sitting outside having coffee in the morning. That is my spot. I have the cutest little spot with rocking chairs, and I will be sitting out there doing these Momma Mojo talks with the pollen in my face, and I'll get used to it.
No, I that is like the best is being able to be outside in the morning when the
Yeah,
sun is just like
yeah,
warming up, you know, this
I know. I
part of the
can't wait.
world, and
I
it's
can't
just
wait.
really, yeah. I used to row crew for a little while, and that was like
Oh
the best part is like getting out there on the water and like just putting that or in the water and just like and because it was just so still
I
and
didn't
so
know you did
quiet.
crew. Chase is interested in crew.
Ah,
I think he'd be really good at it.
I like crew a
That's
lot.
cool.
I really did.
That's cool.
Yeah. It was awesome. I liked it. But I was like little compared to the other girls. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
some of those girls were like,
little with
"Wow, you
big
are really
muscles.
strong."
Yeah. That's
Well,
awesome.
you'll be in the way front or the way back where the not strongest people are.
Oh boy.
But it's okay. There needs to be people in those spots too.
That's right. Everybody's got a place in this world. Well, thank you, mamas, for joining us this morning. I can feel movement and they're going to come running down in a minute. So
Yeah,
before they
I've
hop
already
off,
heard.
cheers.
Cheers to you. This has been a good morning, Momma Mojo. Morning, Momma Mojo.
It
Say that
has.
20 times.
Momma Mojo. And guys, if you have not caught up on our podcast, they're free. Please comment, share them with your mama friends, send them a text of a Spotify, Amazon Music,
iTunes.
YouTube, iTunes. What's cool about YouTube is you can watch us. So you can watch our mannerisms and see us interact. But I listened to last night on Spotify and I got just as much out of it. I love or Blog Talk Radio, I think I started with. I don't know. My husband and I kind of clicked through all of them to listen, and it's interesting, and it was so funny yesterday because Blog Talk Radio, now that we are being sponsored by commercials, it was the Real Housewives, like heightened, and the back and forth, like the commentary, I was cracking up laughing. I'm like, that's hysterical. This is like the commercial before our mama podcast, and these are like crazy moms.
Well, at least it's sort of, yeah.
It was
It's a little
funny.
different.
Good crazy.
The Real
No
Housewives are a
offense.
little different than us.
Uh-huh.
We're up
But
really early drinking like broth and tea and stuff,
mhm.
and they're up late at night throwing wine in each other's faces.
Well, if this was on a weekend, it might not be broth or tea or coffee in here. So be careful. Nothing wrong with an early start.
Start the day with a little hot toddy,
Uh-huh.
a little mimosa in the mug.
Yeah. Oh, mimosa in the mug. That needs to go on a t-shirt. Well, more
It's
coffee
always
for
spring
me.
break when you're a mom and you've
Yeah,
got
right.
mimosa in a mug.
I love mimosa in a mug. Well,
I
thank
think that's
you.
the reason why women do brunch, right?
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
talk and
Rebecca, I know you can count for that. Last day of school, I'm usually at her house with a bottle of Prosecco or Vouv, and she's got the orange juice. And we're like, cheers, last day of school. We made it again.
I like that. That's really nice. That is a good thing to do. Like I did
Hmm.
that. I was once invited to the first day of school party a couple of years ago, and at someone's house, and all these moms just piled into this house and had snacks and coffee, and I think there was mimosas and stuff too, but it was like, woo, they're gone, they're at school. It was
I
like
miss
a
those days.
nice little
I
party.
I need to do that. I need to do like a coffee talk party or something in the morning and just have a bunch of moms come over. Maybe we could host like an in-person event and invite just a few moms over and have coffee when the kids go to school. I like that.
That's a really good idea.
Why not? I mean,
Yeah.
we're kind of through all the crazy stuff, so let's do that.
We could have a nice small gathering outside as soon as it's like a little warmish.
Mm-hmm.
That would be nice too.
Yeah, I have outdoor heaters if that makes everybody more comfortable.
Yeah. I like that. It's a date. Count me in.
It's
I'll
a
bring my mug.
date. All right. Yeah, everybody bring your mug. All right. Well, I'm signing off. Happy Thursday, mamas. Share,
Happy Thursday.
subscribe, spread
I'm
the love.
feeling good.
Same, same. All right. Bye, Rebecca, and anybody else.